So we're expecting maximum temperatures in the high 40s. The highest ever for Australia is up at Oodnadatta with 50.7, and we're forecasting 48 there, 49 at Maari and 49 at Moomba. So heading up toward those record levels, and certainly extremely hot.
Now, would you have liked to have seen the remnants of Cyclone Christine pass through a little bit higher, or would that have brought the temperatures down?
It certainly would have brought the temperatures down, but I guess for most of the population in South Australia, we're expecting somewhat milder conditions due to that cloud cover. For those northern areas, certainly for the people who live up there, it is significant as the remnants of the low pass from near the southwest corner of South Australia right now to northern Spencer Gulf, Port Augustus area later today. There'll be a band of really quite strong westerly winds. The heat will still be there, the dry air, so certainly significant fire dangers, catastrophic fire dangers as that low tracks across, and probably picking up large amounts of dust as well, so perhaps dust storms pushing through there. So really ordinary conditions as that low tracks across. Once the low has moved to the east of various locations, then cooler southwesterlies will push through, and they will surge up into the northeast of the state, eventually bringing some relief, but some fairly windy and dusty conditions until the cooler air arrives.
What's the average temperature for places like Oodnadatta for this time of year? Is it in the 40s?
The average temperature isn't in the 40s, but last year, for instance, that they did have perhaps a dozen or more days where we saw consecutive days over 35, over 40. So hot conditions are usual for Oodnadatta, but 50.7, the highest ever in Australia. When we're talking 48s, 49s, then those conditions are still unusual for Oodnadatta.
And what's the outlook over the next couple of weeks?
The next couple of weeks, I guess that's a little bit hard to say, but what we can, in a broad sense, talk about this cooler air moving through South Australia gradually today, through all of South Australia by later tomorrow, and into adjoining parts of Queensland and New South Wales. So some relief for those areas such as Birdsville, for instance, over the next couple of days. But what we do have is I guess, a persistent area of really dry soil, drought-type conditions through southeast Queensland, and those sort of conditions are conducive to further bouts of heat. So we do need to watch for the weather patterns, which will help the air become stagnant and just heat up day after day. For the moment, I guess in the next week or so, we expect, as I think was mentioned, Brisbane to get really hot and southeast Queensland to get extremely hot. So we're heading toward very hot air over the next few days through those areas.